Cheesehead Nation, the Green Bay Packers are heading into the playoffs. But let's be honest, it's not exactly the most inspiring way to start the postseason. The Packers clinched their playoff spot 2 weeks ago in a dominant shutout victory against the New Orleans Saints. Fast forward to now, and they're entering the wild card round on the heels of 2 straight losses and a disappointing 1-5 record against NFC North opponents this season. Sunday's loss to the Chicago Bears may not have affected their playoff seeding, but it has raised serious questions about momentum, execution, and whether this team is truly ready for the road ahead. Let's take a step back. Clinching a playoff spot early is always a relief, but the Packers didn't capitalize on their momentum. After securing that crucial victory against the Saints, they faltered, losing to the Minnesota Vikings in a nail-biter, and then dropping another close one to the Bears. This wasn't just a loss to any team. It was a loss to a struggling division rival that hasn't looked competitive for months and is operating without its head coach. Mistakes piled up, and the funk that seemed to linger after the Vikings game was still evident on Sunday. Head coach Matt LaFleur emphasized the need for mistake-free football during the week, but the Packers did anything but that. Missed opportunities, mental lapses, and a lack of rhythm painted a frustrating picture as they limped into the postseason. Momentum, or the lack thereof, has now become the central question. Does ending the regular season with back-to-back losses really matter in the playoffs? History suggests that it might. Teams that enter the postseason with confidence often find ways to ride that wave. Backing into the playoffs, on the other hand, is not an ideal scenario. It can impact focus, preparation, and most importantly, belief. Still, this is the playoffs, a new season where anything can happen. The path ahead isn't any easier. As the 7th seed, the Packers face the 2nd-seeded Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card round, a team loaded with talent on both sides of the ball. This isn't the first time Green Bay has faced Philadelphia this season. You may remember Week 1 when the Packers opened their season against the Eagles in Brazil. That matchup ended in a loss, and it served as a wake-up call for what the Packers would need to improve on throughout the year. But it's not all bad news for Green Bay. Despite the recent struggles, this team still has the tools to make a run. Offensively, the key lies in establishing their identity, playing true Packers football. That means running the ball effectively to set up the pass and allowing quarterback Jordan Love to operate in rhythm. It means leaning on a talented offensive line led by Zach Tom, who was just named to Pro Football Focus's All-Pro First Team. Tom's performance this year has been nothing short of elite, with career-high grades in both run and pass blocking. He'll need to bring that same dominance against the Eagles' formidable front. On defense, the Packers have proven they can compete with the best. This season, they finished 5th in total defense and 6th in points allowed, their best mark since the Super Bowl-winning 2010 campaign. Much of that success can be attributed to standout performances from players like Xavier McKinney, who earned All-Pro honors for his stellar play at safety. McKinney has become a cornerstone of this defense, particularly in shutting down deep passes. The Packers also benefited from rookie standouts like linebacker Edgerrin Cooper and safety Evan Williams, both of whom were named to multiple all-rookie teams for their contributions. Cooper, in particular, has been a revelation, combining instincts, speed, and a knack for making game-changing plays. But talent alone won't get it done. The Packers need to play mistake-free, complementary football. That means executing on both sides of the ball, creating turnovers, and minimizing penalties. It also means seizing opportunities, something they failed to do in the regular season. Against a high-powered Eagles offense and a physical defense, Green Bay can't afford to leave anything on the table. Let's not forget, though, that the playoffs are unpredictable. Over the years, we've seen dominant regular season teams falter when it matters most. Just ask the 2010 Atlanta Falcons or even the 2011 Packers, who entered the playoffs as the top seed only to be upset in their first game. Conversely, we've seen teams that struggled down the stretch find their stride and go on improbable runs. The 2023 Packers can take inspiration from those stories. So, Cheesehead Nation, the question is, where do the Packers go from here? Can they shake off their late season struggles and rediscover their identity in time to make noise in the playoffs? Or will the lack of momentum prove to be their undoing? One thing is for sure, this team has the talent, the coaching, and the heart to make a deep run. It all comes down to execution. As fans, this is the time to rally behind the team. The road to the Super Bowl starts now, and every game is a chance to write a new chapter in Packers history. So, let us know what you think in the comments. Can Green Bay pull off the upset in Philadelphia? And what will it take for this team to go all the way? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with every Packers fan you know. The playoffs are here, and the Green Bay Packers are still in the fight. Go Pack, go.